Hello, everybody. We've got another Matchbox Monday, and this one comes to you via A&J Toys. ANJToys.com. Ken is the one who sent over a couple of things, including this case of, it's either collector or moving parts, can't remember. Nonetheless, you can get the cases there at A&J Toys, and you definitely should. He'll send you a sealed case of Hot Wheels Basic, of Matchbox, Hot Wheels Premium, you name it. This, I can't remember what case it is, so I'm, and obviously Ken sent it over, so we're just going to showcase these for Matchbox Monday and go from there. I think Ken may have told me what he sent, but sometimes it's just fun to see what's going on. Oh, yes, this is premium. So I've showcased these cars before. We're going to do this very, very quickly, but this case is hitting stores right now. So what happens is a lot of times Hobby gets them about the same time store. Sometimes they get them a little bit before, sometimes a little bit after, but it's always good to know. And I'd imagine these, because of the nature of the cars, that they're these special anniversary cars, that they're going to go very, very quickly. And there's a couple here that are highly, highly desirable. It looks like there's two of each. And let's just go and let's just do this unboxing very, very quickly for Matchbox Monday. So we will start two of, and I think we just kind of go this way, of the 2021 Mazda MX. I'll try and avoid the glare there. This artwork, and I talked about this when I did this feature, this artwork is insane. It's just so cool. And all of the artwork for the 70th anniversary special edition is really cool. Not much to look at there on the back. Love the font here that they've used on that. All of these, I believe, are moving parts, so this is like a special version of the collector series. Plastic wheels on it, so it could be considered a special version of just moving parts. I believe all of them have opening parts. Yeah, they do. And so we will, so that's kind of the theme here, but just a special version of that. So that is the Mazda MX. All of these in orange. The theme for the 70th anniversary is orange, gray, and black, I believe. Maybe a little bit of white trim. Here's one that I think is going to be highly desired, because it always is. We just saw this in the Mattel Creations version that they did in the 80s livery that I just, or deco, that I just absolutely loved. This is the Porsche 911 Turbo, and what's cool about this casting, the art is so cool. What is cool about this casting is they did this, I could see someone looking at this casting going, it seems a little bit off, and actually that's a little bit on purpose, to be honest, because this Porsche is, you know, and Matchbox will do this occasionally, is essentially a throwback to the original Porsche Turbo casting. I don't think they called it the 911 Turbo. They called it the Porsche Turbo. I don't even think they added a year to this one. Matchbox has added 1980 to this. There's some things that are different, of course. It's a little bit more modernized. The spoiler is not metal. It's plastic. It's part of the interior, I believe. But it did have opening doors, the original and this one, so that's similar. But everything else, I mean, they kind of kept the proportions that are more in line with the classic Porsche. And we've seen this obviously released a few different times in moving parts and collector. It was a, I believe it's been a, it was a Leipzig exclusive, and it was a Gathering exclusive as well. So there's some pretty rare versions of this one. But that one is a very, very cool casting as well. Next one. 2020 Chevy Corvette. We saw this released in basic to start. It's now moved into the moving parts with the opening trunk, opening hood, I guess. A hood opens a window, right? So it could be, I don't know, bonnet. No, hood opens a window, sorry, to the engine. You guys could be, you car folk can be very technical with me. Is that considered a hood because it opens to the engine? Or, I mean, bonnet I know is the right word, but who knows? Anyway, art's fantastic. Model is fantastic as well. When this closes, it does fit nicely. I think wasn't there a second version. The first version was in blue. The second version wasn't it kind of like a brown color? And then we have this third version with the opening part. Engine totally detailed, which is nice as well. That one is a very, very cool model. This is the one that I think, like, just among mainstream collectors who collect a lot of Hot Wheels and some Matchbox, maybe they don't think that the 2019 Ram Ambulance is something special, but I promise you, among Matchbox collectors and a lot of the old school Matchbox collectors, this is definitely special. Matchbox put a lot of effort into this one for one specific reason, or highlighting one specific thing, and that is the fact that the cab and the box of this model is all metal. So back in the day, this is kind of a while this is a very modern casting, this is a throwback in the sense that back in the day, ambulances and Matchboxes, you know, has always had kind of that utility feel, cars that you see or vehicles that you see on the road. And so fire trucks and ambulances and construction vehicles have always been a big part of Matchbox, and ambulances especially. And back in the day, both the cabs and the boxes of the ambulances were metal. Whether or not the base was plastic was one thing, but always metal, always a good weight to them. And then obviously as they had to kind of slash costs to keep things within a particular price point, the box went plastic, and then eventually led to the entire model being plastic with a metal chassis. Different models, obviously not this one, but other ambulance models, and that left a lot of collectors pretty frustrated, and I totally understand why. Plastic box doesn't bother me as much, but I'm not an ambulance collector, so I understand why. So this Ram was released in all metal. So metal cab, metal box, has the opening doors, which is very much a throwback to Matchbox as well, which is a very, very cool way of doing it. So I understand. So this one, since it was released last year, has been in high demand. Any ambulance release is going to be like that for Matchbox. And we finish off, obviously, 2 of each car with the 2022 Hummer EV with the opening hood. White? Was that the first version? Was white? I think so. We've had a couple ever since. It's been really hard to keep up with Matchbox releases because there's so many of them this year. All the moving parts, all the 70th anniversary, the collector series. There's now chases in the collector series. There's chases in basic. It has been a wild year for Matchbox, and I need to really catch up. It's been kind of hard to do. Anyway, this is the Hummer EV. Opening hood is very cool. Since this is an EV, it doesn't really have an engine. It's more a trunk. Anyway, it looks cool because they've detailed everything on these, front, back, side, top if needed, and this one is no exception. Very, very cool set. For me, I actually think the ambulance wins. I really like the Corvette and the Porsche as well. I'm trying to collect all of these, all of the 70th anniversary models, and they're showing up in all kinds of different places, some in basic and everything else. You guys can tell me what you think, which one your favorite. Have you seen this in stores? Go get it. If not, just buy a case with a friend from A&J Toys. Split it. You get a set, they get a set, and you're good from there. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, A&J Toys. Bye.